AI startups received over $1 billion in the past couple weeks, propelled by 4 mega rounds. If we look globally, AI startups raised over $7.2 billion in the second quarter of 2020 in over 43 countries. What AI companies do you think will make the biggest impact in the near future? Elliott, start us off.
So first off, it's hard to believe that any enterprise software company, maybe even consumer company, isn't an AI company today. There was a funny time where the strategy was raise your Series A, whatever company.com, and then change it for your Series B.ai, and that would help raise your valuation. So for me, the most exciting AI company that I've seen is a company called Hyperscience, actually out of New York City. They recently raised a Series C in March of this year, announced in June. And what they're really going after is the enterprise automation space with a new category they've defined called software-defined management.
I like that. That's good stuff. Kate, what about you?
Yeah, I get super excited about when companies use AI for kind of regular people. You know, picking out a shoe, the perfect shoe for me, But when you can provide access to some people who don't normally have access to stuff, I get super excited. So whether it's credit for underserved populations like Mocha Phi, whether it's Womb, who's kind of like data science for women's health, that's what super excites me.
We like you being excited. We're going to keep that excitement going. Hadley?
I think the most exciting companies haven't been started yet or will be started in the next couple of years. And probably the most exciting area for me is ones that are utilizing cutting edge NLU. If you look at the progression of natural language understanding over the last 5 years and even the last 2 years, it's accelerating at a very high rate. We've come to the point where founders don't need to be a PhD in NLU to utilize these things. There's a lot of open source available tool sets that they can use to build tools and products that exceed anything we've seen before. So I'm really excited for this next 5 years.
That's great. Chris, what about yourself?
So the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing us that he didn't exist, said Kaiser Sose in the movie The Usual Suspects. And I got to tell you, everybody's ignoring the gorilla in the room, which is Skynet, which has been operational since 1997 and is controlling our lives in ways you can't even imagine. Now, but kidding aside, one of my favorite companies is a company called Primer, which is kind of on the same topic. We got a small investment in it, and these guys basically build machines that can read and write. So what they're doing is, they're kind of leveraging the all of the advances in kind of petabyte scale processing that they've developed, and they're basically kind of trying to solve this gap that's kind of started, which is the amount of data is exploding and just exponentially, and the ability of people to kind of read the data and keep up with the data is lagging. And so Primer's working in a bunch of high throughput environments like the intelligence community and in retail and others to make kind of actionable, relevant reports that are as good as those that would be written by a human analyst. I wish I had had that in high school.